Hey. Hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? It's your girl, LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Always excited to share things you can do to work on your money, marketing, and sales goals too, with strategy and intention. So come on in to the virtual building. Y'all, it is day 16 of our Position to Profit conversations. And we are continuing the conversation specifically around the section that explores people, right? The different types of people that you should really intentionally be going after to really, again, intentionally, strategy and intention, those are some of my favorite words, work on your business growth goals this year. So to be clear, number one, we are digging into for 30 days, the Position to Profit self-assessment, which you can grab over at sistersense.com/PTPSA. Number one, grab it absolutely free. From me to you, again, sistersense.com/PTPSA. It's divided into 6 sections, this self-assessment. It's a really quick quiz, but every day I'm here giving you a little bit more meat and potatoes, things to consider when it comes to each of the 6 sections, each of the 30 questions. So yesterday, when it came to people, we talked about the following question. Do you see steady growth in your social media following? You talked about social media following growth yesterday. Today, the question for you is, do you see steady growth in your email subscriber base, right? You want to be able to not only sell one-off things, but be able to communicate with previous customers on an ongoing basis, number one, which is why you build your email list, right? A lot of times people go, oh, I don't know, I don't need an email list right now, or I really don't understand why I need one. Well, number one, it's so that you can capture your customers and communicate with them so you can get them to repeat, right? Become repeat buyers and bring their friends, refer their friends, number one. But then number two, you want to grow your email list because not everybody buys immediately, right? So you want to give people an opportunity, especially potential customers, to get on a list and build a relationship with you over time, right? So number one, as I mentioned before, each of these questions are yes and no questions. When you answer no, it gives you an opportunity to see those specific areas you need to work on. Give yourself 5 points for every question that you answer no. And today's question from the self-assessment is, again, do you see steady growth in your email subscriber base, right? We are going to dig into that training today. Hey, welcome, Rochelle. Thank you so much for being here today. As always, guys, feel free to drop in your name into the comment box so that I can see, and your business title so I can check you out, see who is watching. And of course, if you're catching me on the replay side, you can always drop into the comment box, #replaysrock. So let's rock out. Let's do this. I want to share a few things for you to consider when it comes to growing your email subscriber list. Now, first one is, do you have one? A lot of people don't necessarily have a platform on which they are growing their email subscriber list, right? And there's so many different ones out there. I know as a web designer and somebody who's been online for a very long time, I have different lists on different platforms. But having one is the first thing, number one. Number two, just like yesterday when I said to you, if you want to work on your social media following, you have to be intentional. You got to take a look at your numbers, where you are versus where you want to be on specific social media followings you want to grow on, right? Same thing with your email list. You got to be able to strategically, intentionally say, okay, here's where I am. This is the size of my email list right now, and I would like to see it grow X amount, right? And then, of course, number three, what are you going to do to get to those growth goals, right? What are you going to do to improve your email list engagement and size? So I'm going to share a few things that I want you to consider. Hey, welcome. Resume Workshop is in the building. So I see, hey, Tanya, I see a few no's to consider, right? An aspiring social entrepreneur. Hello, welcome. So let's explore a few things that I want you guys to think about, because I did see a few no's pop up on the screen when it comes to your email list. First and foremost, I will say that I've tried a lot of different platforms and I've worked in a lot of different platforms because Love your consistency. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you. I did check in with you as well. I don't know if you saw the message I emailed you a few weeks ago. If you need to check back in with me, so that we can check in together, right? Sometimes, when you play phone tag or email tag, and we go back and forth, right? But anyway, side note. One of the things that I can say is I've used a lot of platforms out there, and one of my favorites is ConvertKit. If you guys are in a space where you're looking to gain some clarity around how to start your list and work on building lead pages, I've got an absolutely free training for you over at SuccessCents.com/LWL, which stands for Launch with Leads. It's all about landing pages, list building, and how to use the ConvertKit platform. And it's got some great things in there for you. It's a free 7-day training. Again, that's over at SuccessCents.com/LWL. So not sure what tools you're using, but I'm going to tell you that, honey, ConvertKit for me is one of the best of the best. Now, that being said, for those of you who do have email list building platforms that you've invested in, right? So you've got a particular platform you're using right now to grow your list. Outside of tools, the next thing I need you to answer is how many ways are you getting people onto your list, right? I always say that you have to WWW, work what works. And so if you're in a place where you go, well, I put up a landing page and that's the only solution, we got to add more to that, right? Being in a place where I'm an organic marketer, so honestly, I don't pay for advertising to build my list, but paying for advertising is obviously something that you could do, right? Or you could I love that you said, I love your consistency. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Awesome. Okay, we'll definitely talk soon. Love that you mentioned consistency, because for me, one of the things that I consistently do when it comes to list building is I always have a lead magnet freebie. I call them the NPP, no price point offers, to offer to my audience. So literally in this conversation today, I'm like, look, if you haven't done anything yet, if you want to get the free Position to Profit self-assessment, this right here, right? 30 questions, things that you need to think about if you want to intentionally grow your business, right? This year, it's free. You can go over to, as I'm looking for my mouse, let me pop that banner up onto the screen for you. You can go over to SuccessCents.com/PTPSA, right? That's an opportunity for me to share value with you. And as a thank you, you get on my list, right? I appreciate you for getting on my list. And I hope that you gain the value and the direction that you need from this, right? But another resource, another opportunity that I said, okay, if you want to learn how to work on your list building efforts and, to create lead magnets, then you can go to SuccessCents.com/LWL, which is the Launch with Leads Challenge. That's another free resource that I've created. So not only can you take advantage of these free resources, but that's 2 different lead magnet opportunities that I've created. For those of you who are here, I just said, if you do have a list, how many things are you doing to get people on the list, right? Number one, I can just clearly say that I've got quite a few different resources that I've created that are free resources that I've attached to lists, and I intentionally and consistently talk about those things. Thank you, by the way, for the hearts on the love. I appreciate that. Tap, 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 tap. Keep tapping. I appreciate you for that. But that's something for you to think about, because so many entrepreneurs, they create freebies and they just kind of let them sit there. Or they've got freebies that they either just promote once and then never again, right? And that's something you got to think about. How proactive are you at talking about the lead magnets you've created? How proactive are you at creating new ones, right? Different ones. So you're reaching people, meeting people, engaging people in different ways. Those are some things that I want you to think about. And one of the things that I did as part of my last weekend, Fire Start Your Year weekend workshop, I really broke down some email marketing strategies that work for me. And so one of those things is I mentioned the fact that when people sign up for example, those who went to firestartyouryear.com, and you can still go there to get the replays, right? When people sign up, they're added to my list. So my list is not just of new subscribers who've opted into free lead magnets or resources. They're also of customers and clients who signed up for things from me. And you got to think about that. When people purchase from you, is there a way for you to automatically, seamlessly get them on your email list? Yes or no? I mean, there's so many different ways that you can grow your list. Again, the strategy and the intention, right? Very, very important. But ultimately, it's about how many ways are you trying to get to that one goal of getting more subscribers on a consistent basis. If you got one or two ways that work for you, great. But if you've got not enough ways that you're working on consistently, that's something you got to work on consistently, right? Yes, please. I need a list. Hey, Yvette, welcome, welcome. So hopefully some of these questions that I'm asking you, just really simple yes or no, what are you missing? Give you a sense of some of the things that I personally do, but things that you need to think about doing too when it comes to list building. As I mentioned before, I shared 3 actual resources with you guys today. You can go over to, again, citizensense.com/PTPSA to get this self-assessment, number 1. Number 2, the training on Launch with Leads. It's a 7-day free challenge to help you work on list building and landing pages using one of my favorite tools. That's over at citizensense.com/LWL. And number 3, ultimately, I want to show you how to fire start your year, how to work on your products, your plans, your promotions, and also keeping in mind that at the end of the day, you need certain pages that you're sending people to intentionally so that when they get there, they've got the goods. They can get the goods from you. So working on your pages is 4 things that we talked about: products, pages, promotions, plans, and they're all divided into instant access videos that you can watch over at Firestart Your Year. So those are the resources that I wanted to share with you here. We're going to continue day 17 tomorrow as part of the Position to Profit conversations, more conversations specifically around people you really need to be intentionally reaching out to so that you know that you are growing in your business. Yesterday, we focused on social media followings, number 1. Today, your email subscribers, number 2. We'll continue with this conversation tomorrow. So as always, hopefully you've enjoyed this session. Share this out. Sharing is caring. That's what it's all about. Don't forget to turn on alerts and notifications so you can see when I'm live, so you can jump on here live with me for another dose of that fire, focus and clarity. Till tomorrow, y'all. Mwah. Take care.